Good morning, first grade. I'm Mr. Kataja, and I'm going to be your special guest number corner teacher this week. You may remember me from such things as hitting my head on the backboard at recess, or hitting my head on every single sign in the hallway, or that really tall teacher that you saw walking around the school. That's me, and I'll be teaching number corner. So let's see where we left off with Mrs. Gallo. Today is Monday, May 11th. And we are tracking little Tadwick and where he is hopping along. And remember, the arrows down mean you're adding 10, and the arrows up mean you're taking away 10. The arrow to the right means you're adding 1, and the arrow to the left means you're taking away or subtracting 1. So we're either adding or subtracting 1s and 10s. And I'm also keeping very close attention to the patterns. So I especially like to look at diagonal patterns, and I notice, wait a second, there are arrows on the second card, arrows on the 8th card. There's a word problem on the first card. There's a word problem on the 7th card. So I'm noticing some diagonal patterns. I'm keeping track of the patterns with the colors. Is there a pattern there? And pretty soon we'll be able to predict things like what color the card will be, whether the card will be arrows, word problems, or pictures, and things like that. So keep paying attention to the patterns you notice, and we have to turn 3 cards today. So this will probably be my longest video, definitely will be. So let's look. We left off at the number 68, and we notice 1 arrow up, 1 arrow to the left. So let's go to our 120 grid, because that's how we'll solve these ones with arrows. And I very crudely circled the number 68. And remember, if we're going up, we are subtracting. And if we're going to the left, we're also subtracting. So I'm going to go up 1 and then to the left 1. And I'm ending on 57. So when I fill out my chart, I started at 68. And what's my operation? Subtraction. And I took away a 10. And then I took away a 1. And then I got my answer, which was 57. So that is the number I ended on, 57. And that's going to be what I start on for this day. So I'll go right ahead and put it in there. And then I know that's the number I'm going to start with my equation. So I will go ahead and put 57 there. And let's see what Tad does this time as I work to find the card. So if my diagonal patterns are true, then I know this card is going to be a picture. So let's see. I was right. Now, I don't even need to use my 120 grid for this because I know I'm starting at 57. And how many spaces did Tad move? 1, 2, 3. So what is our equation going to look like? We are going to, did the number get smaller or bigger? It got smaller. So again, I know I am subtracting. 57 take away 3. So Tad right now is on the number 54. Bear with me. And I keep doing that. All right. Am I right? He's on 54? Yeah, it's right next to 55. I know 55's neighbor, 54 and 56. So he's on 54. Now for today's marker, let's see. If I know my diagonal patterns, it's going to be arrows. So I'll use my 120 grid. And we have 2 arrows up and 1 arrow to the right. So keep that in mind. We know we're starting at 54 because that's where we just left off. And then the arrows were what again? 1, 2 up and then 1 to the right. So we took away how many? We took away 10, 20. We took away 2 10s and then we added a 1. So what's another way we could write that? If we take away 2 10s and add a 1, really what we're doing is we're taking away almost 2 10s, but not quite. So let me write my date in for today, the 11th day in the 5th month of the year, 2020. And for some reason, it's highlighted and I don't really know why. I'm doing great things. We'll fix that later. As you can see, I will make some little mistakes throughout my videos, so have fun watching that. So I know that it took away 2 10s, but then it added a 1. So instead of saying take away 20 plus 1, I know it almost took away 2 10s, but just 1 away, and 1 less than 2 10s is 19. And that's really what happened. And then what number did he end on? He ended on the number 35. So that was my answer. I will fix the highlighting. I have no idea why I did that. I blame Mrs. Gallo. She shared this with me. All right. So right now, Tad is on the number 35. We did a lot of subtracting. We know that we're taking away tens. We're taking away ones. Now let's move on to our next thing, and that is our quarter poem. So quarter, big and bold. You're worth 25, I am told. I also have a little song that I sing with my class. You don't want to hear it though. I mean, I don't even like to. You do? You want me to sing it? It goes a little something like this. A penny is 1, a nickel is 5, a dime is 10, and a quarter's 25. A penny is 1, a nickel is 5. And that's how I remember. A dime is 10, and a quarter's 25. All right, get that poem out of here. I like my song better. So let's add a quarter. And it's called a quarter of a dollar because 1 quarter, you need 4 of them to make a whole. So right now, can we regroup? Not quite, because how many quarters are in a dollar? 4. So I have 1 3/4 of a dollar. And another way of saying that is $1.75. If I was going to write an equation, I have 175 cents. So 100 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 equals 175. Do I have $2 yet? No, I have 175 cents. And that is that. So we'll keep collecting quarters. And lastly, our days in school. It's the 150th day, which means it's a decade day. Why is it a decade day? Every 10 days of school is a decade day because a decade is 10. So I'll make my equation really simple for you for the first one. Because I know one of my properties of addition is you can take a number and add 0 to it, and you will always get that same number. Same thing with subtraction. You can take a number, take away 0, and you'll always get that number. It is one of my properties. So I'll do that one for the first one because that's super easy, and you're probably sick of hearing me talk. So I hope you enjoyed this number corner. I hope we have a great week. I will talk to you tomorrow morning, and have a great day.